Hey everyone, I hope that you are having an amazing and fantastic week and evening so far. Oh my goodness, I know I say this every single month, but I can't believe that we are at the end of June. It is June 29th. Oh my goodness. July is next week, or at the beginning of this week, but my birthday is next week. So excited. My sister and I's birthday. So my sister's birthday is July 4th, and then mine's July 6th. So we're going to Colorado from the 8th to the 11th. What are you guys doing for? Do you guys have 4th of July plans or anything like that? I wanted to, sort of chat a couple minutes so that people can hop on. We are going to be talking about If You've Got It, Haunt It. For tonight, I created a character list as well as some questions on our Patreon as well. So if you want to follow along that way, you most certainly can. All right, Lisa's here. We missed you last month, Lisa. We've got Amber, Helen. Thank you. Just chilling at home. Sounds good. Stacy's here. Alicia, your birthday's the 5th. Going to a bookstore? That sounds fantastic for your birthday. Thank you so much, Lisa. Thank you so much, Impossible Creations. Your birthday's on the 16th. Us Cancer babies. Us July babies. Hi, everyone. Going to a parade. Nice. There is a parade sort of thing on Friday that I think I'm going to take Alex to, and with my sister and everything. Thank you so much, Amber. So excited. I still can't believe that we only have I only have like one more month of vacation. I go back to work on the August 1st. So that seems so far away and yet so close as well. All right, so If You've Got It, Haunt It. Here's sort of the setup for it. Our main character is Cookie Chanel. As I'm sort of like giving an update of what has happened in the book, let me know what you rated it out of 5 stars. Tell me the deets. I want to know. Okay, so Cookie Chanel has a passion for fashion. And she has finally moved back home. She had a bad breakup, and she has opened her own vintage clothing boutique called It's Vintage Y'all in Sugar Creek, Georgia. I really liked that whole entire setting. She's always on the lookout for really, really stylish secondhand steals. And she attends a lot of estate sales as well as all different kinds of things. But it's at this estate sale of the deceased socialite Charlotte Meadows that her life gets a little bit more tricky. She gets a lot more than she's bargained for when Charlotte's ghost appears before her while she's perusing her clothes and starts offering fashion advice. And then when she realizes that Cookie is able to hear her, she is trying to get her to figure out who murdered her. She tags along, she's able to leave her house and tag along, sort of attaching herself to Cookie, and sort of try and figure out the whodunit. She swears that there's no one who could possibly dislike her, and yet we find that the savvy businesswoman that she was might have made a few sort of enemies, as you would say. Cookie also stumbles across a white cat that seems to be psychic because when her best friend brings over a Ouija board, her best friend owns the sort of psychic shop next door. Heather does. She brings a Ouija board over, and the cat Windsong starts telling secrets and very cryptic kind of messages to try and get Cookie to realize that she's in more trouble than she thought. And she has Cookie still made it her mission to figure out the who done it. So we've got 3 stars, 3 out of 5, 3 out of 5, 4 stars, 5 stars, loved it, 3.5 stars. I liked the romance between Cookie and the detective. Hey, Susan. I gave the book a 4 stars and planning on reading the next in the series. Nice, nice. So we've got like a plethora of different characters. So we've got Cookie, or Cassandra Chanel, who is our main character. Pearl is her deceased grandmother, who is also really good friends with Charlotte, we find out. Charlotte Meadows is our victim. Heather Sweet is Cookie's best friend. We've got Marie Vance, who is one of our suspects. She is Charlotte's ex partner. Then Blanche Dickens, the festival director. Sydney Johnson, the suspect. Dixie Bryant, part of the festival. Annette Hayes, part of the festival. Winsong, the white cat. Bud Butler, the very creepy and also like suspect ex-boyfriend of Charlotte's, who really creepily hit on Cookie when she goes to talk to him. I don't know if anybody else was as creeped out as I was. Clark is mentioned, who is just Cookie's ex boyfriend. And then there is Edward Anderson, who is the second victim in the book, and who was the private eye hired by Charlotte's insurance to figure out if someone was doing like insurance fraud for the money for Charlotte's life. And then Detective Valentine was our detective. So, what did you guys think about Cookie's love for vintage clothing and her tips and tricks at the beginning of each chapter? I really liked how it went back and forth between the vintage sort of like tips and tricks and the increasingly hilarious how to get rid of a ghost from Heather. I thought that was really, really funny. And what did you guys think about the fact that Heather wasn't a real psychic, very witchy, but did not actually have any magic power, was not able to see Charlotte or anything like that? Amber Scott, I love the vintage clothing shop. Yes, the little tips were cute. Yeah, a lot of them I had learned from my own grandmother. And so I liked them a lot. There was even a few that she gave us tips that I was like, oh, okay. Like, I actually didn't think about that. I loved her tips and tricks. I thought they were great for anyone interested in delving into vintage clothing or collecting. I agree. I thought that it was like a good sort of like head start, or just little cool tidbits of that as well. Having Heather be a fraud made this story seem more normal, so to speak. I agree. Like, I liked the fact that it wasn't overabundant in magic and like the magical like elements that everybody had. I liked that a lot. I liked the tips and the description of the clothes. Liked Heather. It was fun that she couldn't see the ghost. I agree. And Charlotte was like, oh, she was a hoot and a half. I was like, "Oh my goodness, she does have a personality, does she?" Like, it was good. Um, so throughout all of it, how did you think Cookie was at being the amateur sleuth? Do you think Cookie was able to get many things figured out? Do you think that she mostly uh fell into the clues? Like, what do you guys think? I feel like there are some sort of sleuths who are able to more easily find themselves where they're not supposed to be and get a lot more clues. I feel like for me, it was almost a little forced, like her going out of her way to go and interview Bud or go into Marie's house. Like there's like different things that I was just kind of like it didn't seem as like authentic or normal to me. I think that it seemed a little bit forced, but that also does make sense because she had never done this before, and her job is to be a owner of her thrift store. It's not supposed or her vintage store. It's not supposed to be her being a sleuth. So then I was also like not mad at it because that was believable. Like her awkwardness going and talking to people was believable because it isn't something that she does on a regular basis or like for her life. So what did you guys think about Cookie and her way to talk to people and figure it out and things like that? Like do you think that it was a little too much, not enough? What did you guys think? Lisa, I loved Charlotte. She was hilarious. I know I could not get enough of her. I just kept wondering what was the next thing that she was going to say to Cookie because she did give Cookie like a lot of really good business advice. She was like, "No, you need to be selling online. No, you need to redo this whole entire graphic design." I I like that. And I'm wondering if Charlotte actually stays. I haven't even picked up or purchased the uh second book in the series, so I have no idea if Charlotte stays or if like a new ghost comes around. I haven't looked into that. I loved Charlotte too. I felt like her awkwardness made it fun and believable. It made the story interesting. I agree. It was almost as though like what would happen if I was a sleuth of some sort? You know what I mean? Um, Alicia, that is why it was a 3. I didn't understand why she seemed to write of the actual murder. She didn't really suspect murder at all until the end. Yeah. I thought Charlotte was too pushy and Cookie was a bit of a doormat. I can also see a little bit of that, especially because her and Charlotte didn't have a actual relationship. I feel like if it was someone that she was maybe a little bit more close to, it would have been more of a believable relationship as to why she was trying to figure out Charlotte's killer. So I can also see that. So I don't know if it was just me, but I had a hard time figuring out the who did it. So who did you guys think that the prime suspects were, and were you right? Like I questioned her ex-business partner. I questioned who else did I question? So I questioned Marie Vance and Cindy Johnson, and I did uh suspect Bud Butler, but I did not think about any of them working together. I did not think like anything like that. But for those that are haven't read it, I am going to spoil it. Marie and Bud went in together to get Charlotte to sign an insurance policy on her, with them being the beneficiaries. And then Marie killed Charlotte with her own scarf. And they were trying to get the money from the insurance. And that's why she was killed. And so the Moose Studio says, I thought maybe Bud. Yeah, especially when Bud started hitting on Cookie, like right there, I was like, my creep. That is just way too creepy. Hey, Ellen, how are you? Yeah, I wasn't sure. I was stumped on this one. I did not figure it out, but I was fine with the way the murder mystery unfolded. Agreed. Like I did not figure it out at all. I had no clue. Like I was like maybe these 3 people, but then I was like I have no clue at all who did it or anything like that. Um So do you like the magical elements of this story? It's not as magical as some magical cozies that I've read, but what did you guys think about Charlotte and Wind Song? Um, did you? I know that a lot of people said that they love Charlotte. Other people have said that she was too pushy. So we can mostly focus on Wind Song in general. Um, who do you think Wind Song is, and why did she show up? I have my own thoughts on who I think Winsong is a overpriced person. Hold on, we have someone who should not be commenting on the video. I'm going to we have someone who should not remove them. Hold on. Let's do that one. Okay. Sorry, guys. This is absolutely ridiculous. I'm going to just hide this user from my channel, and you guys will not be seeing any of those messages anymore. I'm so sorry. Okay. So, I loved the subtle magical elements, loved the cat. Windsong was everything. Maybe Windsong was Pearl Moose. That is exactly what I was thinking. I was like, it has to be the grandmother. Yes, it was cute. I think the cat is reincarnated of the grandmother. Yes. I don't normally like paranormal in my cozies, but this one I actually enjoyed. Yay! I liked the magical stuff. The cat was a new twist to the magical element. I agreed. I did not know that I needed that in my life, but I'm super glad it was there. I'm glad that it was subtle. Yeah, sometimes you just need like a very, very subtle, magical kind of element to the cozy, and then you are good to go. So I'm very, very glad that it was subtle as well. So, one thing that I really enjoyed about this cozy, especially now that I have been making the character lists for our book club stuff, is that there weren't that many characters in the book. Do you guys think that that was helpful, or did you guys think that maybe that made the town seem a lot smaller than what it actually is? What do you guys think about? Because there have been some where there were a lot of characters mentioned, and I've had to like adjust the font and stuff on the page to make it all look good. But I'm looking right now, there were only 14 people that I counted that were in the book. So I don't think I counted the two other insurance guys that were following Cookie around. So I guess 16. But I uh, don't really count them because I didn't really feel like they were like major characters. But sometimes it's just hold on. It looks like my camera needs to be redone. Let's see. No, let's look at this. Can you guys hear me at least? I hope that you guys can hear me. I don't know why it is being funky. Let's see. Oh, let's see. Is this better? There we go. I have no idea why that happened. All right, let's see. I like the magical stuff. Okay, we talked about that. Very helpful. In a series, we don't need to meet everyone in the first book. I totally agree. I'm fine with the small number of characters in this book. There were enough in the story that kept me interested. It was okay for the story. Yes, so thank goodness you guys could hear me. I thought the number was fine, was able to follow along. Okay, good, guys. I have no idea what was going on. But I agree. I don't mind whenever there's like 20 or so characters. It's when it gets to an overabundance amount that can be a little overwhelming. So, uh, do you guys think it was believable about how Charlotte attached herself to Cookie? One of the things that I sort of got thrown for a loop was I think I was at reading at like 60% of the book. She just randomly mentioned that Charlotte couldn't get too far from Cookie, but the way they mentioned it was as though they had talked about that before and it was brand new in the book, and I was like, "Oh, I didn't realize that Charlotte was actually attached to like Cookie's whole entire like being and couldn't go too far from her." And then that also got me thinking, like, how creepy is that? Like, what if you start getting into a romantic relationship, but your ghost can't go too far away from you? I was like, that's kind of weird. But I, w- I was like, I don't know. Um, let's see. I did find it believable because of the mutual love of vintage style clothing. True. Yeah, I can see why Charlotte would be able to attach herself that way. Um, So, do you think that the murder overall was well written? Do you think there were enough clues dropped throughout the story to figure it out? I know that a lot of you guys say that you did sort of figure it out. Some said that they didn't figure it out. I think overall, even though I didn't figure out the who done it, I did appreciate the mystery as it was, and I felt like it was well written enough. I think I gave it like a 3.5 stars. It was well written enough that I would pick up the next book in the series as well. I liked the characters enough to sort of figure out, how they grow with each other. And do you guys think that you're going to continue the series? Do you think that you guys are going to um, go and start on the next one in the series? Was it a good enough first book for you to go, you know what? I want to read it. I think that it was good enough that I would read the second book, but it wasn't mind-blowingly good enough that I've already purchased the second book in the series and started it. Like with The Big Chili, I immediately bought the next one in the series. With Space Murder, I immediately bought the next one in the series. I did not do that with this one. So I think that it's good. But I did not instantly purchase the second book in the series. Um, I think that I want to read another cozy mystery with a cat. Oh my gosh, I have a whole entire series or a video about cat cozies. They're so good. They're so good. I love cat cozies. Um, I liked the mystery, but want it tighter. Going to read the next one just for the cat. Seriously, the cat is everything. I already put in a request at the library to read the next, I think. Cool. I want you guys to let me know, like, how does it go? Do you guys like it? It was good. I will continue the series, but I really didn't get the clues to figure it out. Okay. I don't think I will continue only because my TBR is so long right now. Amber, I've got you 100%. It's just so long. Just so much, so much. We all check out the cat cozy video. Seriously, it is like there are so many. Like I'm looking like right now. I have just on my little cart over here, I've got Brownies and Broomsticks, which has a cat and a dog. There is a Whisker of Trouble, which is a second chance cat mystery series. The cat's name is Elvis, and he is hilarious. Sleight of Paw, which is the magical cat mystery series, which has Hercules and Owen, magical cats. I don't want to ruin it for you. It's just so good. So good. Yeah, no, I have a thing for cat cozy mysteries. They're sort of like my Achilles heel. I've got a huge weakness for it. Um, but yeah, I think that we covered pretty much everything for uh this book. I'm super, super, super excited to read the next book that we are doing for July. So we had the theme of holiday for July, and I found a Halloween, a 4th of July, and a Thanksgiving themed cozy mystery. Now, I feel kind of bad because normally our book club book picks or whatever are always the first book in the series. But I could not find a 4th of July first book in the series, but I did find a second book in the series, and that's the one that won overwhelmingly. I think it was like 48%. So for next month, for July, we're going to be reading Bold Over. And it is a vintage kitchen mystery series by Victoria Hamilton. It says vintage kitchenware and cookbook collector Jamie Layton has been estranged from her high school best friend Kathy Cooper since they were teenagers, but she never knew what turned Kathy against her. After fireworks at a 4th of July picnic, Jamie discovers the body of her former friend in the park. On the ground nearby is Jamie's own Depression-era glass bowl, broken in two. With her fingerprints all over the bowl and a troubled history with the victim, Jamie suddenly finds herself at the top of the list. Did the killer intend to frame her for the murder? If so, she's ready to mix it up because solving crimes is vintage Jamie Layton. Yes, because solving crimes is vintage Jamie Layton. I don't know what that last sentence means, but it looks really, really cute. And there's a cat on the cover, and it looks really good. Ooh, Alicia said she's reading the first one in the series now. I know, you're a purist. I appreciate that, Alicia. I will probably also purchase the first book in the series so that I'm not behind and I understand all of the things. You do not have to read the first book in the series to join book club to read the second book in the series. I'm just letting you know because we will only talk about what happened in the second book. I promise you. You do not have to purchase 2 books for book club for July. But yeah, I think that about wraps it up. Look at us doing this under 30 minutes. I'm sorry, I didn't have there weren't a lot of things that I really, really, really wanted to talk about with this one. I just thought that it was overall a solid cozy. I liked it. I didn't hate it. I liked it. Susan said, I love that. I've already read the first 4 books in the series. Yay! I read the first book in the series a few years ago. Good. Hi, I'm new. Yay! I'll definitely pick up the July book club and join in the next live. Yay! That makes me so happy. Thank you so much for the birthday wishes. Yes, I'm gonna be 32. I can't believe it. But I think that I will leave you off here. I want you guys to enjoy the rest of your evening. My son is screaming in the living room and running up and down going, "Come here, mama." He goes like this because he sees me do this to Cleo and go like, so he goes, "Come here, mama. Come here." It's adorable, but that's just me. I'm his mom, so I probably find most of the things he does adorable. But I hope that you guys have an amazing evening, and I will see you guys next month. Make sure if you are in the tier 2 or 3 in Patreon, if you would like me to do a book recommendation for you, you go and fill out the form. And I will make the bookmark for July's book later this week. So that'll also be up on Patreon. But good night, everyone. I hope that you have an amazing 4th of July and weekend and all of that stuff. Bye, guys.